Good morning, all of you. So, as we know that we have discussed last time, what is lymphatic system. So, as we know, what is this lymphatic system? Just like some of the liquid which has been secreted by these capillaries has been left there itself. It is not reversed into, it is not returned into the capillaries, blood capillaries, and these tissue fluid, which will bring some kind of substances like a large protein molecules, digested fat, germs of the cell, germs from the cells, and also a dead cell, which will come into the another, which will enter into the another tiny tubes, which we used to call as lymph capillaries. It is like another type of blood vessel, blood capillaries called as lymph capillaries. They will be turning into a liquid called as, what is that liquid called as? Lymph. Is it a
lymph?
So these lymph, which will be returned to the blood by another type of transportation system, like a blood transportation system in our body, which has been present like a blood capillaries, that is only called as what? Lymphatic system. Is it yes or no? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
All of you. So that is what we are studying as what is lymphatic system. So in this lymphatic system, it consists of the following four parts. It will be consisting. One is lymph capillaries. Next one is large lymph vessels. Next one is next lymph nodes, and last one is lymph. Correct or not?
Lymph.
What is the first one? Lymph capillaries. Lymph capillaries. Next one is large
vessels.
Lymph vessels. Lymph vessels, and the next third one is lymph nodes. Lymph nodes also is to called as what?
Lymph glands.
Lymph
glands.
Glands. Correct?
Gland, sir.
Okay,
Glands.
And the last one is called as a liquid.
Lymph.
Called as lymph. So this is what we should call. So this lymph is only contains substances like what? Listen all of you carefully. What
fats, dissolved fats.
It contains large protein substances, protein molecules,
dead cells,
digested fats,
germs from the dead cells,
from the cells, germs
and dead cells.
Dead cells.
From the cells and as well as dead cells. So this is the things will be present. So now, as we know from the body, they have to be generated outside the cell or inside the cell. This lymph has been produced outside or inside the cell?
Outside the cell.
Outside the cell. That is why this lymph is called as a fluid. What is this fluid called as? Extracellular or intracellular? Extracellular fluid.
Extracellular.
All of you, yesterday, last class I have taught you or not? Extracellular fluid. Why it is called as extracellular fluid? Because this lymph has been generated or been produced out from the cell. Do you understand, Ingra? Out from the cell. It is not produced inside the cell. That is why this is called as extracellular liquid or extracellular fluid. Till here we have discussed it in the last class. Is it?
Yes, sir.
And this, if you will the first thing, this lymph nodes and this next large lymph vessels and lymph capillaries. So where the system will process, this lymphatic system will process with where? It will start with the lymph capillaries. Correct or not? So these lymph capillaries are tubes of one side closed and one side open. They are being connected to the large lymph vessels. Is it yes or no? So
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any kind of lymph capillaries, they are one side only present. It is one-way transportation. It is not like blood two-way transportation. It is only one-way transportation. They will absorb the large protein molecules, digested fat, everything, because on their surface, the surface where they have been closed surface, they have a large porous medium. Is it yes or no? The size of the pores is greater than the what? Size of the pores.
Blood capillaries pores.
Understanding? Greater than blood capillaries, so that these protein molecules, everything will be enter easily into this lymph capillaries, and these lymph capillaries are connected to the long vessel. What is that called as? Long vessels, lymph vessels. And
Lymph
these
vessels.
long lymph vessels is directly connected to the main thing. What is that called as? Lymph glands.
Lymph nodes.
So the lymph glands are present like a dots. Last class I have shown you the picture. Is it clear? All of you?
Sir.
So now these lymph glands contain something. What is that? Can you able to say anybody? These lymph glands contain something.
The special juice, lymphocytes.
Lymphocytes. That is a one type
It's a cell.
yeah, a special type of WBC, which we used to call as what?
Lymphocytes.
What's the functioning of lymphocytes? What is the function of lymphocytes? Harini, you have joined today only, correct? This is what I'm revising last class. So you don't need to be tension. You can understand again. So as you observe here, this is called as this Y-shaped object. You can observe. This is called as, we should call it as what? Lymph capillaries. Do you understand, all of you? So these lymph capillaries are directly, it is present throughout our body. Wherever we have a blood vessels, everywhere these lymph capillaries are present. So these lymph capillaries having a large porous. See, two ways we can separate the blood capillaries from the lymph capillaries. What is the two ways, Ra? What is the two ways? First way is what? Blood capillaries having both the sides open. Is it yes or no? So one side arteries are connected and on another side veins are connected.
Veins.
But if it comes to the lymph capillaries, only it is one side open. Is
One
it yes
side
or no?
open and one side closed.
One side is completely closed. That is what the first difference. And next one, the blood capillaries is having small pores on its
Small porous.
surface, so that large protein molecules they cannot enter. Correct? But here
Yes,
they
sir.
have a large
size porous.
compared to the pores on its blood
Cavity.
vessels. The size of the pores is little bit larger, so that easily the large protein molecules also will enter into this lymph capillaries. Is it yes?
Capillary.
Correct
Yes,
or not?
sir.
So that is the two ways how we can separate the blood vessels and lymph capillaries. Oh, sorry, blood capillaries and lymph capillaries. Now, these lymph capillaries are connected to the long tubes. What is this tube called as?
Long vessel, lymph vessels.
Lymph
Vessels.
vessels.
Understanding? Large lymph vessels. So that this lymph has been transported to the large lymph vessels. From there, you can observe a small spherical-like structures. What is that called as?
Lymph nodes.
Lymph nodes.
Do you understand, all of you? Lymph nodes are also used to called as lymph glands.
Lymph gland.
These lymph glands only, they have a special kind of WBC cells, red, white blood corpuscles, which we used to call as what? What we should call? Special kind of WBC. What kind of cells are present?
Lymphocytes.
Lymphocytes. Is it yes or no? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
lymphocytes are present. So what is this lymphocytes? What is the functioning of this lymphocytes? Anybody? They will filter this. They will filter
Filter
this.
it and clean the lymph.
They will filter this lymph and they will provide. They will
Protect-
fight against
Protect body
they
from
will
diseases.
fight against infection, and as well as they will protect our body. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Lymphocytes
Yes, sir.
fight against the infections of our body, and as well as they will kill the germs which is came from the body cells. So they will provide protection to our body, and also they will filter the useful products like what? They will separate the useful products like proteins,
Proteins.
and fats, digested fats. Do you understand, Allah? This is what will happen.
Yes, sir.
Now, later, once it has been done, this one, filtration of proteins and fats, immediately these lymph nodes or lymph glands, directly they have been connected to the big vessel, big vein. What is that vein called as? subclavian vein.
Subclavian vein. Subclavian.
Yes, sir.
A big vein called as subclavian vein.
Subclavian
It
vein.
has been directly connected to the heart. Understand? So that it is directly pumped into the heart. You can able to observe here. This is what they are saying. Subclavian vein. So directly it has been pumped into the heart. Where into the which one? Right article or left article or right ventricle or left ventricle? Right.
Right atrium, sir.
Understand? Which will be directly pumped into right article.
Right atrium.
Right article. And main thing, what is this lymph? What is the color of this lymph? Lymph is present in
Yellow
color.
Yellow color. Yellow color.
Yellow color.
light yellow color liquid, which is similar to what? Similar composition like similar
Mucus.
like what?
Mucus.
Similar composition
Mucus.
of it looks like a mucus,
Mucus.
but it is similar composition of what?
Plasma.
Plasma.
Do you understand? So plasma present in where? Where the plasma is present?
Sir, blood.
Blood.
Blood, sir.
So please all of you call to absentees. So that is what we have discussed in the last class. Till here, anybody is having any doubt, you can ask me please, kindly. Is it clear, all of you? So
Yes, sir.
what this lymph is only one-way transportation, which contains a special type of white blood cells. That is what we should call it as what? Lymphocytes. Lymphocytes
Lymphocyte.
will help in fighting infection and as well as provide protection from the disease. Correct or not?
Diseases. Yes, sir.
Remember, this lymph fluid contains a special kind of cells called as lymphocytes. Lymphocytes, which will fight against infection and as well as
And
provide
filters.
Against the disease.
support or protect us from diseases. That is what you have to remember. And this is producing outside the cell body. It is producing outside the cell body. That is why we should call this one
Extracellular.
Extracellular fluid.
extracellular fluid. That is also the most important question which has been used to ask so many years. Why it has been called as extracellular and what is the phenomena behind? Because of it has been produced outside
Outside the cell.
it is generated by whom? Who is the starting material of tissue fluid? Correct or not?
Tissue fluid.
Which is outside the cell of the body, which is derived from the tissue fluid, outside the cell, outside the body cells. That is why this is called as extracellular fluid. Understand?
Extracellular fluid.
This is a single mode of transportation directly from lymph capillary
Body cell.
heart, not again
Heart.
circulation. Directly it will mix with the blood after filtrating, after everything protecting and filtrating by the lymphocytes. That is what you have to remember. Or if you do understand, Ra? Now,
Yes, sir.
the circulation of lymph from the body tissues to the heart has been carried from where? Lymph capillaries. Next, where it will come? Lymph capillaries after what?
Lymph vessels. Lymph vessels. Lymph nodes.
First one,
Nodes.
Lymph
lymph
nodes.
will produce.
Large lymph vessels.
Lymph
Wait,
capillaries.
Lymph capillaries, sir.
contains what? It is starting from?
Lymph capillaries.
Lymph capillaries.
It is starting from tissue fluid plus it will mix with what? So many substances. You can write it. Proteins, fats, and etc. Whatever you know. So this lymph has been absorbed by what? Lymph capillaries.
Lymph cap-
Is it yes or no? Lymph capillaries.
Sir.
Next, these lymph capillaries are directly connected to what? A lymph.
Large lymph
Lymph
vessels.
vessels.
Lymph vessels. You can note it down. So now these large lymph vessels are directly connected
Lymph nodes.
to lymph nodes.
Lymph nodes or lymph glands.
We can call as lymph glands. Both we can say lymph glands. So this lymph glands only contains inside
Lymphocytes.
Lymphocytes.
connected
Lymphocytes.
to the a large vein. What is that large vein called as?
Subclavian vein.
Subclavian vein. Subclavian vein.
Subclavian.
And this large subclavian vein directly connected to the heart. Heart also which part?
Right
Red
atrium.
Right
Right
atrium.
atrium.
right, or atrium.
Atrium.
Atrium. So here, this lymph nodes contains a special kind of cells.
Lymphocytes.
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 Called as lymphocytes. Lymphocytes, which contain lymphocytes. What is the functioning of lymphocytes?
It provides strength.
Which will
Sir,
fight.
it protects from diseases.
It should be
And it also filters all the proteins and fats.
infection and provides protection from disease, and also they will filter the useful substances like proteins and
Digestive fats.
Digested,
that is what
digested fats.
remember, digested fats. That's all. So this is what we can say. What is this lymphatic system? This lymphatic system is present where? Just below the where this lymphatic why everything is present. I have taught you in last class. You may remember where they can be present. Tell me, where they are present. Where they are present, this lymph capillaries and all, where they can be present inside the body, at where, which part? Some bone under it is present. What is that bone called as? Have you remembered? Arun? Some kind of bone below it is present, I have taught you. Have you remembered or not? Please tell me that bone name. Anybody? Nobody saying? I think it is not correct. I have taught you? Before that I have taught you, I think. Something which is present under the bone. What is that? I think it is not the lymphatic sites, lymphatic system. Correct, Amma? And please respond, Ra. Yes? It's okay. So now, this is what we can say, what is lymphatic system. Now, in today's class, we are going to continue. What is the functions of lymph or lymphatic system? And later we'll enter into the last concept of this chapter, that is called as excretion. Okay? Let us come to all of you, please keep heading. The functions of lymph or lymphatic system. The functions of lymph. Very, very important question for 2-mark question. The functions of lymph. The functions of lymph. Lymph are, we can say what? They will ask you lymphatic system. So what is the functions? Can anybody say? Please. Akshaya, Janani, Pranita, call to Jesse. Absent is here. Please, one by one, you call to the absentees. Nitish Kumar is there. Oh, yes. Dina is not there. Please make a call to him. Pranav. Absentees, you just call them. Tell me, what is the functions of lymph? Please tell me, all of you. If this lymphatic system is not there, what will happen? One by one, you tell me. We have studied correct complete lymphatic system. Then what will happen? Tell me. Kevin is also not there. Kevin is there. Very good. Tell me, Arya, what is the use of this lymphatic system or lymph? Any idea? At least one function, if you'll say, it is good. So as we know that this lymph takes part in the nutritive process of the body. For example, you can see it is taking some kind of important substances which is not possible to digest direct into the body cells, which is taking and filtered by lymphocytes. What is that? It is taking 2 useful substances. What is that? Tell me.
Sir, proteins and fats.
And digested fat, correct? actually they have been absorbed by blood vessels, blood capillaries, but because of small sized pores on its walls, they are unable to absorb. So that is why these useful nutritive process of the body, like large protein molecules, they will be carrying them from the tissues into the bloodstream. By whom, Ra? By whom? Lymph only. Is it yes or no? So that is the first benefit or use of lymph. So whatever the things which will reach us to the food, which will gain from the food by a body, like in a sense of protein molecules and all, they have to be pumped back into the heart to supply the wherever the required in the body. You understanding? So now if you observe, is it okay, Pranita? So these fats which are coming from which are present in the body cells, they have not been absorbed by the blood capillaries because of small sized pores on its walls. So then who will carry these large protein molecules? Who will carry? Please tell me, who will carry these large protein molecules? This lymph only. Is it yes or no? So that is the
Yes,
first
sir.
functioning of lymph. As we know that the large protein molecules which has been present inside the cells, they must be transported into the blood to supply throughout the body, because that is also one of the part of nutrition. Now, how it will be, they will never be carried by blood capillaries. So that is why, that is the first functioning of lymph. This lymph will carry these large protein molecules and as well as other digestive nutrients by this. That is the first functioning of lymph or lymphatic system. Please all of you write it. What we have studied up only it will be there, man. Nothing will be there, right? Lymph take part in the or else lymphatic system takes part in the nutritive process of the body. Lymph takes part in the nutritive part of the body. What it will carry is example. What it will carry is communicate here. Arvind, Nitinath.
Sir, large proteins, digested
Large
fats,
proteins
grains of
and
the cell and
large
dead cells.
It puts into circulation. Example. It puts into circulation large protein molecules. It puts into circulation what are large protein molecules.
protein just and fats.
Understanding? Protein molecules which has actually not carried by whom? Not carried by blood capillaries, which are unable to absorb by blood capillaries. That is what you have to remember. Understanding? Large protein molecules by carrying them from the large protein molecules by carrying them from where? From tissue fluid to blood streams. Is it yes or no? From the tissues into the blood streams. From the tissues into the blood streams. But actually it is not this what? Blood streams. What is this? These large protein molecules which are not unable to or are not or unable to absorbed by the blood capillaries. Is it yes or no?
Capillaries. Yes, sir.
Understand all of you? That is what you have to write it in bracket. Very, very important. Which could not be absorbed by blood capillaries. Absorbed by blood capillaries. Now let me see who will say out of 17 students why they are unable to absorb blood capillaries.
Sir, because their pores are small, sir.
Is it only reason? I can say another reason also. Why can't we say the pores are very small? Why can't I say the protein molecules are very large? Both are correct. Either I can say the pores of the blood capillaries are smaller, or else I can say the protein molecules are very large in size. Both. That is the reason why it is unable to absorb by blood capillaries. Is it yes or no? All of you, please tell me. Akhil, Arfan, Arya,
Yes, sir.
respond. That is the first functioning of lymphatic system, lymphatic system or lymph, which will carry the large protein molecules. Means it is also takes place in the nutritive process of the body. That's all. So that is what you have to write. Lymph also carries another one more thing also carries. What is that?
Digestive fats.
Carries, all of you. Lymph also
Digestive
carries
fat.
a digestive fat, which is also a part of nutritive system. Is it yes or no? For the nutritive process, that is digestive fat for nutritive process. That is the first function. That's all. Next, you have to tell me, you know that it is one of the things which will filter the useful products like proteins and digestive fats. Next, it contains what? It contains a special kind of cells. What is that called as?
Lymphatic, lymphocytes.
Lymphatic system. It contains a special kind of system called as lymphocytes. What is the use of these lymphocytes? Please tell me.
It protects the bodies from diseases.
That is what you have to
Sir,
write.
it filters useful products such as
You should say, why are you have to say this one? Because that is what the functioning of it. Lymphatic system contains a special kind of WBC cells called as lymphocytes.
Lymphocytes,
Killing the germs
which protects.
will be drain out by the body tissues with the help of lymphocytes, and they will provide what? They will release the antibodies to protect against, understand, protect against diseases, and they will fight against infections. Is it yes or no? That's all. That is what the second function of lymph or lymphatic system. Do you understand, Ra? Write it. Lymph protects the body. Lymph protects the body. Lymph or lymphatic system, anything. Lymph protects the body. How? By killing the germs. Correct or not? Protects the body by killing germs, drained out of the body, killing germs, drained out. Drained means what? Which has been separated, which has been absorbed, drained out of the body tissues with the help of what? With the help of some kind of special cells. What is that called as? With the help of
Lymphocytes.
that is, with the help of lymphocytes, with the help of lymphocytes. These lymphocytes, what is the location, Ra? Which are present inside?
Sir, lymph nodes. It is present in lymph nodes.
Lymph nodes. Understanding lymphocytes, and also they will provide what? They will release what? By how they will kill? By making the some kind of substance called as antibodies. What we say? So now corona vaccine also we are taking. Why? Because of generating antibodies. Correct or not?
Antibody.
That is the thing. That is contained with the help of lymphocytes, and by making antibodies, lymphocytes, and by making antibodies. Harini, are you understand, Harini? This is the first thing you are learning. What is the first question you are learning today is the function of lymph or lymphatic system. What is lymphatic system means? you can learn, no issues. This fully called as lymphatic system. What is lymphatic system, Ra? Lymph capillaries, lymph vessels. Next one, lymph glands or lymph nodes, and finally it will be mixed with the heart. So this full process, single way process, is fully called as what? Lymphatic system. So what is the functioning of them? Functioning of this lymphatic system is most important. So that is what. Are you understand, Harini? Yes or no? Respond me. Making by this is what it is. So now, totally lymph contains 4 substances. What is that? Ra? Anybody speak out. Lymph
So
contains
dissolved fats, dead cells, germs,
Germs
Germs
from
of the cell and
fat, proteins, sir. Proteins.
Yeah, first function is absorbing the proteins and digestive fat. Second function is it is killing the germs by producing antibodies. Now, one more substance is remaining. What is that? Dead
dead
cell.
cell.
It is a-
Dead cell.
That is the third function of lymphatic system or lymph is that is right. Lymph helps in removing the waste products like of dead cells, etc. Right. Lymph helps in removing the our lymphatic system. Lymph helps in removing waste products like dead cells and etc. That's all. So this is the 3 functions. Actually, these 3 functions are in the lymphatic system only. Correct or not? These 3 are correct. What is lymphatic system? This is what the lymphatic system. That 3 only we are writing separately. That's all is the functions are applications of lymphatic system, or we can say uses of lymph. That's all. Can you able to understand, Ra? So here,
Yes, sir.
basically the question will come if they will ask you from this lymphatic system. They will ask you for MCQ. What is the cells present in this lymphatic system? Special cells that is called as
Lymphocytes.
Lymphocytes.
which is a special kind of WBC. Next, if one more question will come, how you can separate blood capillaries from lymph capillaries? So how many methods we can separate them?
2 methods.
The 2
Yes,
methods.
sir.
Even books, there is no diagram. You people can draw the diagram. So what is the normal blood capillaries? How will be there? This is the vein, and the blood capillaries are present like this. Is it yes or no?
Sir.
Body cells, and this is what the I have given you one diagram also. Have you remembered?
Yes, sir.
No. So here arteries are present. Arteries, and this is what vein is present.
Vein.
So arteries carries oxygenated blood. What is the color of the oxygenated blood? Pink color. Do you
Blue
understand?
color.
Yesterday I have taught wrong. You may remember. Pink
Sir, red color. Sir.
oxygenated blood, and deoxygenated blood. What is the color? What is the
Blue
color?
color.
Red color. Do you understand, Ra? Red color is deoxygenated and pink color is oxygenated blood. So when I cut my hand, my wound somewhere, whatever that is, which blood I will get? Oxygenated or deoxygenated? When I will cut my hand, some
Deoxygenated blood, sir.
because except 3 parts in our body, everywhere arteries are present very deep inside the body. Correct or not? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is what.
Yes, sir.
What is the 3 parts where we can find the arteries?
Sir, our wrist.
One is WRIST, correct? Wrist. Next one,
Yes, sir.
Neck.
Neck, sir.
temple. Temple means what? Do you know this? This is called as temple.
Yes,
Now, if you touch here, you can feel it. Here you can feel that heartbeat
Yes,
or
sir.
pulse rate. You can observe pulse rate. We can feel it. That is what we used to call as temple. So except these 3 places, we people cannot find anywhere in the arteries outside the body. Means under the skin, everywhere very deep inside. That is why when any wound and any kind of damage will happen to our skin, immediately the blood which is flowing to the heart, means the blood which is present in the veins, we used to get it. This is what you have to draw blood capillaries. So next, blood capillaries are both the sides open, but if it comes to this one, what is that? Only single sides they are open. Understand that? Single sides they are open, and they have what? Large pores, so that they can easily absorb the even large protein molecules. So like that, two ways you can explain them. Will you able to explain or not? Please tell me. So this is what it is, the functions. Please all of you read the functions once. Read the functions. Very, very important question. That is what? Functions of lymph or lymphatic system. If you'll understand this, then 1,000 times even more important than this one. This all the concepts, whatever till now we have studied, is even like 1% means that the concept which we are going to study now is even most important, because the digestive system, after we have a excretory system, 99% cases draw the human excretory system, and they will ask you what is the functions of kidneys, how the blood has been filtered. Like this, all the most important concept is present at the last part of this chapter. That is what we are going to study next. That is only called as what?
Excretory system.
Excretion. Understand what is the spelling? Excretion.
EXE CRE TION.
Excretion. Please all of you kindly keep adding excretion. Now you tell me, already at the beginning of this chapter we have studied excretion. What is excretion? Anybody? Kevin, Arya, Dileepan?
Removal of waste.
What is excretion?
Removal of waste material.
Sir, removal of waste products from our body, sir.
Products.
Waste product.
That is what we should call as excretion. Correct? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ashni, Bensi, Pranita, you also communicate, because you are not supposed to be silent. I won't even happy with that. You are all must be very active in the class, because biology, I know that most of you are NEET aspirants or else JEE, whatever it is. You have to be, this fundamental will be 99, not 100% will be useful in our future. You can see that.